Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to We Have a Situation here, where we will make a silly story, use some silly words, and have a silly time. Let us begin with player introductions.
Player 1, Tommy.
I am player 2. My name is Sean.
Player 3, Richard.
And Zach is player 4.
Welcome to it, gang. Here we go with our words first. The silly words we should incorporate into each and every sentence. Please don't. Player 1, your word is fireplace. My word is Delaware. Player 3, your word is personality. And Zach, player 4, your word is mistake.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
That's my kid's spelling word this week.
Ooh. How fortuitous or fated? What do you... It's either way.
Yeah.
I think that bodes well.
Yeah, my mom was helping him with it, and she's like, "Hey, you made a mistake there." And he's like, "What? What? No, I spelled it right." She's like, "No, it's a mistake."
And then he threw her in the fireplace.
That kid's personality, I tell you.
I sure hope not.
We'll never know.
Our character this evening is named Bunny. Bunny has a talking cat as a pet. Bunny spent a summer interning at the zoo. Our situation this evening. On a weekend hiking trip, the character and friends stop for the night in a creepy abandoned cabin at midnight. I'm sorry. In a creepy abandoned cabin at midnight, one of them seems to change. You can't really program in like commas in the JavaScript stuff, so it's a little difficult to read sometimes. One more time though. On a weekend hiking trip, the character and friends stop for the night in a creepy abandoned cabin. I guess I could have used a period there. That one's okay. At midnight, one of them seems to change. I think we need a couple rules. The talking cat needed to come on the hiking trip with Bunny.
Is the talking cat in one of those bubble backpacks?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Just
those are cute.
like all hike, just out there narrating what he sees.
Is it a smart cat? Like a Brian on Family Guy situation, or just like a cat that can talk?
No. Now we've got to get into a sentience debate. Okay, so if it's a Brian kind of character, then I don't. Brian, the characterization on that show, Brian always struck me as a cat, not a dog. Like, it's kind of that uppity, knows better than you kind of vibe, which I believe even our cat listeners cat loving listeners. I'm sure I don't have demographic information on how many cats listen to the show, but
When you first said smart cat, I initially thought like it controls the thermostat. Because I don't know. I'm dumb.
when you get within 5 blocks of your house, smart cat turns on the thermostat.
Yeah. I made a mistake. It happens.
We won't throw you in the fireplace.
The cat is named Delaware. Hates the name.
It
It
was a
wants to be.
mistake.
What does it want to be named, Sean?
Sean. It wants to be named Sean. It's,
That won't
Oh.
be confusing.
ha,
Is it
Just never
SBA
bring it up
again?
again.
I think its name is. It wants to be named Doorbell. Doorbell the cat.
I feel like that's a reference that I just don't get.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Make it sound like a reference, and then somebody's got to do the research for it. It's like, what does this mean?
No, wait, I have an idea. It's a ska band.
Bunny is part of a ska band going
No,
to this.
no,
Oh,
she's
okay.
not. Definitely not. Not again.
Whenever
Not
they
again.
slowed down on the hike, though, they could always just tell each other to pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. And I
How
am.
dare you say ska?
I'm sorry. It was a mistake.
How many people are on the hiking trip total, though? And how do they know each other? 6?
A small group of work friends.
Okay. Oh, they're on one of those team building retreats.
Unintentional team building retreat. It's
Elaborate.
they needed to get out to complain about work.
Oh,
And
okay. So it's
then,
not a work thing, but
It's
with work people. Okay.
But then one of them decides to start changing at midnight or whatever, and they have to learn how to teamwork.
They
Unintentional
start
team
changing
building.
their clothes. Oh, they started to change.
I forgot my insulin.
I forgot my insulin, and he starts turning into a werewolf.
A really sick werewolf.
Wait, is this really what diabetes is? The werewolf?
Oh, okay. All right. We go with that. The coworker thinks that they've been taking insulin since birth, but actually it's been like this like silver-based inhibitor for their werewolf gene.
The doctor told him he has type 3 diabetes.
The rarest.
There's no real silver bullet to fixing this one, but believe me, you're going to have to take this, said the doctor.
Standing by a fireplace in Delaware.
What do they do? Where do they work? Why are they into hiking? That's a deeper question. Are they a startup?
Well, they have a
Yeah,
talking
something-
cat, so we don't know why the cat talks.
Do we need to know why?
No.
It found him at the zoo.
Yeah. It was
They were-
part of the summer intern at the zoo. She took him home.
The cat was an intern.
The cat was an intern.
Oh, smart cat. All right, we've established it.
All right, cool.
Delaware the cat and Bunny were there to develop a new database for the gift shops or something.
Totally. Didn't even
Smart
like
cat.
animals.
Bunny and Delaware the talking cat do not like animals.
It was a resume building job. Can't have a gap.
The only good buffalo is a buffalo waffle.
All right. I was ill prepared for that line. That was very well delivered. All right, so they are database developers. Bunny and Delaware the Talking Cat are a dynamic duo. The company they work for appreciated that because they aren't about to pay a cat, which is rude. Is it the
Any
fault?
mistake?
It is a mistake. Yes, a Delaware-sized mistake.
I think Delaware was very upset that they tried to pay him in lasagna. Yeah.
It didn't go over well.
No, insulted. Yeah.
This is just a reminder that though you can have two lasagnas, if you stack them together, you have one lasagna.
This public service announcement brought to you by Richard.
Lasagna math is hard.
Oh, that should be a class. Let's teach that at school.
There we go.
I'll workshop it on my kids.
Okay.
You can never talk about pie in lasagna math class. Against the
Well, your lasagna charts.
What if I made a round lasagna?
Then
that
you
would-
got like spaghetti cake. You know, I was saying it and I said to myself, this is stupid.
It must be your personality.
Well, yep. We have one
It's a
coworker
cult.
who is stricken with lycanthropy. The other coworkers are unaware of this. They have taken to the hills to commune with nature, learn more about themselves and each other. What are they learning about each other on the walk? So let's opening scene. I think we open with a trunk closing. Kunk, it's Bunny walking away from her station wagon. The Delaware the cat insists on being transported in the bubble purse thing carrier that so many talking cats are carried in. The gang starts one by one. They meet up with Bunny, who is the first person we meet at the parking lot at the base of the hiking area. What is their nickname?
The nickname is Fabio because he has very long blonde hair and is constantly, throwing it back dramatically.
Everybody keeps telling him, just get a hair tie. Dude, get a hair tie. No other resemblance to Fabio, though? I like saying Fabio.
I mean, he has a very pretty face like Fabio, but that's about it.
Did Fabio still have a pretty face after the bird incident? Okay.
Yes.
It was nodding helpful.
Very helpful for the audio format. All right. So Fabio comes up, says hi. Who's next? What is this person's defining characteristic?
We have Brittany.
Okay.
She always brings canned food along with her, but never eats it. She is carrying it around, trying to grow her own botulism. She
Do
thinks
they
she
know
can
why?
she can do a startup and sell it to like the plastic surgeons. That's her plan.
Okay.
Yeah, organic botulism or something. She doesn't have great ideas.
What's her nickname? Like Petrie? You really need, you know what? That's not a good nickname for an audio format. We'll just go with Brittany.
They gave her nicknames, but HR intervened. And so now it's just Brittany.
I like that. All right, so just Brittany. So we have Bunny, Fabio, just Brittany. I think we need 2 more compatriots.
So many people.
One more, and then werewolf. We just need more people to kill off as the night progresses. It's a real sunny morning. There's big pine trees all over the place. Every step they take, you hear rocks crumbling. Well, not crumbling, moving.
The next person they just call Guy. They don't remember what his name is.
How long has he been with the company?
4 years.
He's one of the founders. They didn't even hire him. He's just kind of around though. He's really good with money. I think he dies first.
They're gonna kill Guy.
Or he's the only one to survive.
There we go.
We'll have to find out.
Perfect. So we have everybody's gathering near the trailhead, and then finally we get our werewolf guy coming up. What is his? We're going to call him Werewolf, but what do the coworkers call Werewolf?
His given name is Christopher, but everybody calls him Topher.
Cool. Topher started in the mailroom and running errands.
Yep.
He was Topher the Gopher.
Yep. Also a big fan of the flushable wipe. Brings them everywhere, tries to convince everybody to use them. He offers them every time they go to the bathroom. Loves the flushable wipe.
You got to advocate for something or you die for nothing, right?
Yep. Got to have passions.
Is he well liked?
No, not at all.
You could insist too much on the flushable wipe. There's a definite line there. You can be like the guy with the thing, and then he's the guy with the thing, you know.
He was invited along out of pity. They felt bad.
He overheard it in the break room.
Yeah, nobody pays attention to the mail guy.
Oh, you should though. Otherwise, steal your stuff. How does
Or they'll kill you when they become a werewolf.
I think it was Topher's idea to stop at this cabin when they realize they're not going to make it back before nightfall.
Okay. Oh, perfect. So that is a good discussion point. So do they just continue walking well past what do you call it when the sun goes down? Sundown.
Dusk. Sundown.
Nighttime?
Nighttime. There we go. I spend so much time indoors. It's gross. Okay, so they are walking and walking and walking. Do they just get lost in conversation, learning about themselves? I think we have the same number of characters as the Breakfast Club, and I would like this to become slightly the same thing as the Breakfast Club. You have the nerd, the jock, the frozen Tommy.
He's completely frozen.
He'll be back.
Fantastic.
We'll bring him up to speed. These are always such coherent stories. It'll be real easy. Oh no, Tommy's gone. We'll remember him always. All right. Now we have our folks. They're climbing up the mountain. They're getting there. They're walking. What are they talking about?
They wanted to see the waterfall at sunset because it's the setting sun's supposed to reflect off the waterfall and look really beautiful.
Perfect. What's the name of the waterfall?
No
Fireplace.
name.
Fireplace.
Oh, because it glows red from the sunset.
It all worked out. Good job,
Yes.
Tommy. Welcome back to it.
Fireplace Falls from the forest in Finland.
Do they make it there?
They do not.
They do. Oh.
They got off track because Talking Cat noticed bigger cat prints. And they decided to go take an alternate route to it. That, you know, they thought it was an alternate route, but it just led them, you know, toward the cabin.
Ooh. Okay. Is there a little element of magic going on about this? Are they fated to be drawn to this place, much as anybody who lives in Delaware is fated to live in Delaware? That was a stretch for points. I take it back.
I'm going to say no.
Okay. It's just big old
It just
dumb luck.
happened, and Topher happened to know of an old cabin because he's hiked this place, this area before.
Perfect. How's Bunny doing during all of this? What's kind of her role in the group? How is she reacting to the changes? I've known a lot of database administrators, and they don't like change very well. Did Bunny freak out when they said go this way, or was Bunny cool with it?
She's very aggressive and wants to continue and is very competitive and wants to win. So she's feeling defeated that she didn't get to see the waterfall, and she's now a little bit angry.
Zach, what from Bunny's youth gave her this determination to win at all costs?
I think it was when she was at field day in elementary school, and she got beat by another kid named Turtle.
God, that was so quick.
All right, I don't remember anyone named Turtle, so
Wonderful. Okay, so she's got a real tortoise in the hair thing going on, wants to win, lost that one time. Perfect.
that way she's called Bunny.
I think that's her given name, birth certificate and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry. Field day. One time I got clotheslined by two guys with a pipe on field day. That was a rough school.
Like, how? You were 3 feet taller than everyone else.
I was, but I was in a potato sack at the time, and I could not move.
Which way were you in the potato sack? Head first or feet first?
Feet first. I could have just dropped. But, you know, in my youth, one time I was defeated by a turtle as well. And that's what drives my competitive spirits. So,
I don't recall such an incident.
And I never lose. That's why I'm not very competitive.
All right. So Bunny is the one. I'm assuming Bunny is the one really pushing everybody to just keep going. Have any of the others? Did Fabio say like, all right, hey, we should probably turn back. We tried our best, but honestly, you're just work friends. I don't want to spend that much time with you.
Why did I even come on this?
You guaranteed me it would be a day hike.
Yeah, 24 hours. Oh, honestly, that would be miserable. Just miserable. Anyway, let's stop.
I think Guy in the back is trying to say something. Like, hey guys, we should turn around. But no one pays attention.
I was gonna ask who's Guy, but
Exactly.
all right. So they continue. Guy is the one that recalls the location of the abandoned cabin. When does he finally get heard? When does he bring up the location of the cabin?
Right now.
Yeah, he gets everybody's attention and says, "Hey guys, look at the sign. It says cabin 0.4 miles." It's a sign right here.
Perfect.
He points to it.
They all agree. They go to the cabin. They set up. Do they get into any of Brittany's canned food for sustenance?
Definitely not. She's trying to grow botulism.
Yeah, they're all swollen and dented and gross looking.
She had one fresh can of SpaghettiOs.
Those don't go bad.
She just started to, she wanted to try with that. So they have one big can of SpaghettiOs.
Like the big gallon can of...
Yeah.
You can't grow organic botulism from SpaghettiOs.
She was trying an experiment.
It was the cheapest can.
It was on sale for 25 cents.
Because it was dented already.
Oh. You get super botulism from it.
Yeah, she goes to the grocery store that only sells the like weird looking food. And she goes to their trash can and pulls out whatever they can't sell.
Anything for science. All right. So they get there. It's like 10 o'clock at night. They all have had enough of each other. They break off into their separate rooms. It's a 5-room abandoned cabin.
Of course.
One of them has to sleep on the couch. Guy.
Because they forgot about it. They counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's perfect. They all go to their rooms. He's like, oh, okay. Sorry, guys.
When does Guy realize that he forgot his silver bullet that keeps him? I'm going to stop calling it a silver bullet. This could get really...
I thought Topher was the...
Yeah.
Werewolf.
Guy's the red shirt. Topher's the werewolf.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So Topher is in, he gets to a room. The red shirt is in the living room. Bunny, Brittany, Fabio, they are all in their separate areas. Is there anything, what's the creepy factor of aside from being an abandoned cabin? We got to start the building suspense. Like what is telling the person consuming this content that the cabin is a portent of disaster?
Well, there's weird, what looks like claw marks on going down the hallway.
Problem. Yeah.
There's random holes in the walls that pretty sure they're not from dry rot or animals eating it. And it also takes away all the privacy. So Creepy.
Oh, and there's a picture that's all torn up, so you can't quite make out who it is.
Just at the face.
And there's a box of old-timey clothes that's all torn up into bits, so it makes it hard to play dress up.
Nice.
There was
Okay.
also a random 20-foot chain, rusted 20-foot chain.
And the dead body.
Yep, pile of bones out back.
Some guy in a mask.
Yeah, chainsaws in a shed.
Is that creepy enough for you, Sean?
I think that does tell the audience that yes, indeed, this is now a spooky story. Midnight hits. Topher realizes that his potion that keeps him in human form
His
is no
insulin.
longer, his insulin is no longer available. Instead of going into a diabetic episode, he becomes a werewolf. And we climbed that mountain for a very long time because we have hit our 10-minute warning. So our surprise element to incorporate into our final act, the real chase scene, the demolition scene, the end.
Menage a trois.
The clock is counting down.
Boy, where has the time gone?
Our surprise element for the evening to incorporate is an old friend reappears. I think Delaware the cat has to be the first to kind of sense that the werewolf is now in the building, and Delaware says, "Yeah, I smell bad lasagna," or something. However cats talk.
I thought
Mondays.
I could really go for some SpaghettiOs right now.
Oh man, does Delaware? Okay, Delaware gets out of the bubble, goes walking into the kitchenette area to scrounge for whatever's left, sees the werewolf just ripping Guy apart.
And Delaware's like, hey, did you guys know Guy was on the hiking trip? What's he doing here?
I think he does, the scared cat noise, angry hissing, whatever.
Insert
And,
hocus pocus cat scream.
It echoes through the forest, wakes everyone up. And the old friend is an escaped panther from the zoo.
Oh,
That's
it's
where the
been
big-
missing.
Prince came from.
Yeah.
You remembered plot elements.
Haha.
The panther runs in, bam, right through the kitchenette window. How do they react to the
So,
werewolf?
everyone poking their head out the door except Bunny, who's just peeking through a hole in the wall. And they're all screaming. And
I think Bunny says, remember your zoo training. I think they had a workshop of what to do if an animal escapes. Their training is going to kick in here.
I mean, normally the training is close a door and lock it.
No, this was a very prepared zoo. They let like a giraffe out, and they let all the zookeepers and the bookkeepers and the popcorn guy.
Yeah.
They had to know what their job was. It was a very thorough training.
Oh, okay. And
They shout, Guy always carried the red book. What do we do?
Before they can get to that, though, the panther breaks through the door, front door,
Okay.
and there's a stare down going on. And
Oh, some
Delaware.
circling.
Yep.
They need to circle each other.
they're circling, and Delaware's the panther's making noise, and Delaware's interpreting, like, because the panther's telling them all to Get out. Dumb humans, get out. Go. What are you doing? I'm the only smart thing here. And Delaware takes offense to that and says, come on, guys, let's get out of here.
Delaware opts to leave Panther to die. Man, cats are mean. Do they heed the advice and slowly walk away?
They go to the back door, which is rusted closed.
Oh no. How are they
And
gonna
the fight breaks out.
Okay. Benny Hill music.
Bridget's
we're
gonna
going.
grab her can of SpaghettiOs and smash it on the doorknob to try to get it open. And the can's going to explode, and there's SpaghettiOs everywhere.
How many cans of SpaghettiOs do you have, Brittany? How many?
One, but it's real big. And it has meatballs.
I think while they're all panicking and freaking out, the fight puts a big hole through a wall. And Guy is back there trying to point it out, and no one's paying attention. Oh no, Guy's dead. So it's
Guy escaped the attack from Topher. Topher, in his werewolf form, didn't even notice Guy slip away from the couch. It was just destroying the couch the whole time. It was full of blood, the couch, but
From all the bodies.
it's a scary abandoned cabin.
That weirdly Guy knew about.
right as Topher was turning, a creepy guy wearing the skin of another guy was peeking through a trap door, and he just closed it like, nope.
Dang, that's scary.
Chainsaw's not gonna beat that thing.
The coworkers with Delaware go. Well, I guess Delaware isn't a coworker as well. They go running into the forest. The goal of surviving just until morning, when perhaps the curse will leave Topher. What happens in the forest?
Guy
They
kills
run.
them all.
Well, they're running. Scared. Just how does Guy kill them all, Tommy? Break it down for us.
With the machete that he had, because it was his cabin. That was the picture. It was him. He was taking them there to kill them. But then, Topher had to blow it. Ugh. Topher. Always ruining everything. This type 3 diabetes.
I think the final scene is Bunny and Delaware reaching at sunrise, the waterfall changing color.
It's a very nice ending. And then the werewolf pops up anyway. With Guy's head in his hand.
And Guy about to strike him down, and the werewolf grabs him and pulls him into the forest.
Topher was just trying to protect them.
Perfect.
Topher was a good guy.
He only ever attacked Guy. Nice.
Yeah.
It's a
And the lesson is, don't trust a guy.
good lesson. Very, very accurate. Never hang out with coworkers? Is that
Oh, definitely.
Hiking is bad.
more accurate? Yeah.
Don't go.
like doing all of those things.
Don't go into a murder cabin.
Oh, I love that.
More on the nose. Yep.
I mean, that one I would go into.
Oh, cool, a chain.
I wonder what kind of dungeon it is.
It has a dragon.
Wow, a book made of human skin. I'm going to read from it.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for listening to this episode of We Have a Situation Here. It went from hike to horror story very quickly, and we had a lot of fun putting it together. So I hope you enjoyed the story as it rolled together and the sacrifice of all of the characters at the end there. 37 minutes of hiking, 3 minutes of murder. I think that's our general format. So let's see. Now that we are at the end of the episode, wanted to let you know some ways to participate in the show. If you have anything that you would like added to the situation generator, please email it to us at whashpod@gmail.com or visit us online at whashpod.wordpress.com just to come say hi, hang out. We'd love to hear from you. We've got some fun stuff coming up and going on, so let us know what you want to see and what kind of fun things you would like to participate in, and we'll make fun stories some more. Rambling. Had a Red Bull not too long ago, so this might be talking too fast. I will never know. Thanks again for listening. Have a great week. We will see you next week as we approach episode 48. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.